the heck are 7 chords? Part 6. So last time I talked about the minor 7 flat 5, or the half diminished chord. And I actually have several different videos about different kinds of 7 chords, so go ahead and check them out if you haven't already. Today we're going to talk about the fully diminished 7 chord, or simply diminished 7, because when you say diminished 7, it's understood you mean this chord we're going to talk about today. So last time we looked at a half diminished 7 chord. G, B flat, D flat, and F there. And it's called half diminished because G to F is actually a minor 7th, not a diminished 7th. So to make it a diminished 7th, we have to lower it again to this note. Now technically I should spell this note as an F flat, but I'm going to call it E because it's easier, and really F flat and E are the same note. So our fully diminished 7th chord is G, B flat, D flat, and I'm going to call it E instead of F flat. So if you listen to this chord, it is just a really, really tense chord. It's not very comfortable to just hang out on this chord for a while. You really want to resolve it. And that's the main use of this chord, as a way of creating a lot of tension and then resolving it. And the easiest way to resolve it is by going to a chord based on the note a half step above the lowest one, which would be, in this case, A flat. So we could resolve this by going to A flat minor like that. Or we could also actually resolve it by going to A flat major. One really interesting thing about diminished 7 chords is that they're perfectly symmetrical. The distance between each of these notes is exactly the same. So if I wanted to go up to the next note, the same amount of distance away, we'd be back at G. One interesting consequence of this is that you can put any of these 4 notes in the bass and it will sound like that note is the root. So right now, I'm calling this a G diminished 7 chord, but if I were to put B flat in the bass, it would sound like a B flat diminished 7 chord. And if I were to put D flat, I'd probably call it C sharp in the bass. Now it sounds like a C sharp diminished 7 chord. And if I were to put E in the bass, it sounds like an E diminished 7 chord. So any of these notes could be the root note. So the diminished 7 is a pretty interesting and tense chord. We still have a few more 7 chords to get through, so stay tuned for those.